I'm Doug Keating, and this is All the Way Leadership, a company designed with one purpose in mind, and that is to help make you a better leader. Today, I'm going to talk about the worst mistake you can make as a leader on a video call. And no, I'm not going to talk about the mute button again. Let's go. Wow, the COVID crisis continues with no clear end in sight. I've been lucky enough to spend some time in the office the last month or two. I think those days are coming to an end. The number of COVID cases is rising, and we may end up back in lockdown soon. What's that mean for leaders? More video calls. Today, I'm going to talk about the worst mistake you can make as a leader on a video call. Don't do this. Looking bad on camera is the worst mistake you can make as a leader during a video call. Like many of you, I have participated in hundreds of video calls this year, and I am amazed at how many leaders show up on the call looking bad, really bad in some cases. It makes me wonder, what were they thinking that others would see when they turned on the camera? I believe it's better to keep your camera off than to show up looking like you just rolled out of bed. Your team deserves better. Let's walk through several problems that can cause a leader to look bad on camera. Problem number one, awkward camera angles. Let's talk about your camera. Have you positioned it well, or does your team get to experience you at awkward angles? Okay, let's go through some awkward camera angles. Too far away. You show up looking teeny weeny in the frame. Way too close. Everyone gets to see all the wrinkles on your face. Angle too low. Makes you wonder, did I groom my nostrils this morning? Because everyone's going to get a chance to see if I did or not. Not centered. What am I doing way over here? Or way over here. The infamous side angle. Did you enjoy seeing my bald spot? Good news, there's several YouTube videos that can help step you through how to look better on camera. I've included one example in this blog post. Problem number two, distracting background. What is behind you when you turn on your camera? Everyone's going to see it. In this case, you'll notice I got the ceiling fanned and a TV on behind me. In case people get bored with me, I guess they can watch a little bit of soccer because that's what's on behind me. I highly recommend using a custom background if you can. Both Zoom and Microsoft Teams, as well as some other tools, allow you to do this. This functionality not only makes your background look better, it also hides what's going on behind you. Trust me, this cloaking can help prevent gaffes if someone shows up unexpectedly behind you. True story. I was on a call once when I will say that naked boy showed up behind his mom, who I was on a call with. You might imagine the shock when she turned around and realized time to turn the camera off and get some clothes on that young man. If you cannot use a custom background, then spend a little time making sure that your office or wherever you are is not distracting others. Worst case scenario, do what I'm doing here, which is just use a solid color background. I'm not an interior designer, so I don't have an expert opinion. I just think less is better. I'll finish by saying if you do go with a custom background, it's okay to use one that kind of shows who you are. It's a clever way to actually do a little personal branding. For example, I'm a UVA grad, so on occasion I will use a custom University of Virginia background. Problem number three, improper lighting. Lighting can be tricky. Too much light and you look like a creepy ghost. Not enough light and no one can see you. I'm actually going to recommend you invest a little bit of time and money into configuring your office so that the lighting works well. I actually invested in a ring light kit. It cost less than $100. I felt a little silly when I ordered it, but I thought, why not give it a shot? It makes a big difference. I use the light all the time when I am on calls from my home office. It works really well and is both portable, and adjustable. Problem number 4, poor audio quality. It is completely annoying when you cannot hear clearly what someone is saying on a video call. Poor audio quality usually results from 2 things. 1, a bad connection, or 2, lackluster equipment. If connectivity is your issue, go ahead and invest in some equipment to upgrade your network or your internet connection at home. Your kids will thank me for that recommendation. If equipment such as microphones is an issue, I recommend spending a little money to make sure your audio is good. I'm a big fan of using headphones during video calls. I bought this pair of Bose noise canceling headphones that I wear for all my calls. Yeah, they were kind of expensive, and it's worth the investment. It helps me focus because the noise canceling and the extra microphones on the headset just make me sound more clearly on calls. If you can't afford these, a good microphone will also do the trick. Problem number 5, and I'm surprised I have to talk about this, but let's get after it. Improper choice of attire. I'm not here to be your fashion advisor. Rather, I recommend that you show up on your video calls appropriately for the setting and in line with your organization's culture. Of course, what is appropriate will vary greatly. For example, it's okay for me to show up on a Zoom call with my college buddies wearing my U2 shirt. If I'm meeting with a customer though, I'm going to wear at least a collared shirt. When in doubt, be conservative. If you want to be taken seriously, dress the part. Don't show up in a hoodie and a baseball cap for a customer meeting. I'm a huge Nats fan, and yes, they won the World Series. But my customers don't care about that. Dress appropriately. For heaven's sake, don't show up to a business meeting in your robe or pajamas. That just sends an I am lazy message. Remember, your customers will get a visual impression based on how you dress. I've been really surprised by how informal some people are on camera. Lastly, I recommend you dress your age. If you're in your 50s like me, it's not time to regress back into your 20s and go with the backwards baseball cap. No. What about you? How are you showing up on camera these days? If you're looking good, keep it up. If not, it's time to do the work required. I know it sounds trivial. However, it's worth investing a little time and energy and perhaps some money to show up strong. After all, this is what you used to do before COVID when we had to go into the office. Why stop now? Remember, the camera captures everything, and so will your team during video calls. I'm Doug Keating, and this is All the Way Leadership, a company designed with one purpose, and that is to help make you a better leader. I hope you join me on this journey to raise up the next generation of leaders. The world is in desperate need of more great leaders, women and men who will lead with confidence, clarity, and creativity. It's time to become the leader your world needs. Let's go all the